brothers and sisters. It's your brother G World 7_D. To define my point even more, I'm going to get my old Compton's encyclopedia about this term Black Africa. Alright? And we're going to go to page 76. And it has here. Alright? Doesn't that look familiar to ancient Egypt, by the way, right here? Okay, but now, here we go right here. Okay? Because I want to emphasize this, because I can't stand jackasses. Alright, you're right here. It says African peoples and where they live. Okay, here we go. Although Africa, this is an old book, now the numbers have changed. Although Africa is the second largest continent in area, in population, it ranks third. The 1967 estimate, like I said, this is old, for Africa, was 328 million inhabitants. Now, it's way more than that now. Alright, the figure can only be roughly estimated. In many parts of the continent, an accurate count has never been made. More than 2/3 of the Africans are Negroid, or black peoples. The Sahara alone kept Africa's white and Negro races apart. I repeat, the Sahara alone kept Africa's white and Negro races apart. North of the desert live the Caucasoid, or white peoples. The black peoples live south of the desert. Though many centuries of moving about, however, whites and Negroes mix with one another. Today, many Africans are a mixture of both races. The many peoples of Africa can be understood best by studying the continent, section by section. From north to south, Africa may be divided by geography and climate into three general regions. There are the Northern Africa along the Mediterranean and Red Sea, the desert land of Sahara, and Negro Africa, including the semi-tropical Sudan, equatorial Central Africa, the grasslands, via South Africa. I'm gonna stop right there, man. When that jackass came in my post and tried to tell me that sub-Saharan isn't racist, it is a racist. Because what I just read you, white scholars, this is the 60s, try to make the north part of Africa, north of the Sahara, Caucasian, within the Sahara, mulatto, south of Sahara, Negroes. So a damn desert supposed to divide the race. But what was the area like before the desert was there? And plus, like I said before, if you look at those Caucasians, they have to cover themselves up because they're not the original people there. If you look at the images of the original people of that region, even when the desert came there, they wore light clothing. No pale bastards would not survive in that heat. So don't come to my page here south of the Sahara. It's not racist because it was once known as, quote, Black Africa. See, I know my history. I know well. Your dumb white ass don't, Caucasoid. Your people originated in Central Asia. Face facts. Your people had nothing to do with the black civilizations. Shut up. Stay off my page. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. So I just destroyed your ass with the information I got from one of my old encyclopedias. And I can't stand idiots. The term sub-Saharan Africa is just an updated term from old Negro, old Black Africa. Because the term North Africa was used, like I said in my just previous post, for geopolitical reasons, for the sole purpose of trying to pull that part of Africa out and put into the history of so-called European and white folks. Well, Europe is not even white folks' history either. They done hijacked that. This is how slick and deceptive and dirty these bastards are, man. This is why we need to do our real research. But you did catch what I did, so I hope you did catch what I said, how the peoples travel. They got that right. And the other one I read about the ostrich feathers. You had black people wore their feathers in America. You had people in Africa wearing ostrich feathers. There were a connection. I told you, the Mali was in America. The Mali was in Africa. All these people are just different stages and branches of the same people, but at a later period. I said the Greeks were really Egyptians, but just the ancient Egyptians at another period before one of my videos. That's all these people were. All right? And I'm saying this again. Stop using that term sub-Saharan African. Because all you doing is using the updated term of Black Africa. So when some white jackass try to tell you something and try to tell you your history, you try to come on my post, try to tell me my history. I don't think so, because I know my history. So you're not dealing with no street corner hustling Negro. You dealing with a real bro who have studied this stuff for years. And trust me, I can't stand you bastards because you lie so much. I know your history. I know where you come from. I know you originally came about as slaves of black people. Certain black people. I know that you came in large number because Attila the Hun chased you bastards out of Asia and so many of you flood into Central Europe. I know your history. You're not indigenous to nothing. That's why when you see some pictures of black kings in Central Europe, maybe with some white woman, because they was working out a so-called peace treaty, because so many of them bastards are flooding in their region. You're not indigenous to Europe. So go to hell. Peace and love, brothers and sisters.